morning.
Good morning. Yay. That was
How are
good.
you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm freshly showered and
That's
I got
good.
my workout in already this morning
Good for
and
you.
just running a little late, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, always. Yeah, a few
You know
minutes.
how it is.
Yep. Yep. I totally get
Oh,
I do. So know how it is. Yeah.
so this is like my official first. Good morning, Isaac. Isaac saying good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Um, this is like my first day of summer. Yesterday was my last day of work, so for the summer. So
Oh,
I'm feeling
okay. Vacation.
it's like this kind of like, oh, now
Yeah.
you like do all these end of the year things for school and then it's like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so it's kind of a whiplash. So
Right. Yeah, that's awesome though. Beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You got some nice space now to just breathe a little bit, do some
yes,
other things. Yep, that'd be wonderful.
yeah. And because I'm remote, so I spend time here
Right, that's
a
your
lot.
playroom. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm really looking forward to not
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
Yeah. I can totally
So
dig that. Not, yeah, just being
and
able to do other things.
it's really not good for your body either. I never really came up with a good routine of a practice of getting up and moving. Like okay, walking to the kitchen or walking to the bathroom. It's just not enough. You know.
No. No.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally feel you there. That's true. That's good. That's awesome. So that's
So how did you sleep last night? Because I it's good sleeping weather here. It's all overcast and rainy, but it's
yeah, didn't
you'd
work.
think it would be good.
Yeah, mm-mm.
Nothing up for me.
I thought it was good, and then I woke up like, that wasn't good. So it's okay. I don't really have a real good restful sleep a lot anyway, so it's not abnormal for me. But yeah, it was a little. Well, my thing, I have like a sensor on the bed says I slept for like 4.5 hours. I was in bed like 8 hours, so it said 3 hours and something restless. I'm like, oh great.
Mm,
And it shows me like a gap, and that was like the usual time between 1 and 3. I'm
hmm.
usually
Yeah.
either traveling or, sometimes I don't know, things are just different. And I have had a good restful time lately. So this was the first night I have had a lot of that experience again. So
The
it's
witching
okay.
hours.
Yeah. The
Is
waking
it
up.
the witching hours are
Yeah.
like 3-ish
Yeah.
a.m. A lot
One
of
to
people are wake
three.
up during that time, and they wake up during that time because that's when the veil is the thinnest.
Yes. Yeah. That's how I'm always awake, usually during that time myself. But,
Like they
uh,
usually say between 3 and 5, but I don't know that it's like
yeah.
super like on point.
Right. Yeah.
I
I
guess that's
seem
what
to be
I'm trying
gone
to.
usually between midnight and 3, and then by 3:30 I'm back, resting again and into more of a rested state, but I'm in this heightened awareness, you know, um,
Mhm.
very sensitive awareness of what's going on, but I know that I'm not in my I'm not in my space, and I'm out of my space, out of my element during that time. Sometimes I realize where I've been, and I'll have like flashback memories, but a lot of times I can just barely think, well, that wasn't right. Something was going, where was that wasn't
That
right.
actually didn't happen in this dimension.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Uh, so
If
yeah,
I'm having those dreams, I call out, I say things, and um,
I don't know what I do, but some stuff happens. Who knows?
it's weird. It's weird. Um, so we discussed this last week, and we thought it'd be a good topic to talk about how your state of consciousness affects your physical body. And I don't know, like it seems kind of like just basic understanding, but I don't think people realize to the extent that it affects your body. You know, I when my daughter was little, she would get so upset about something that she could or she it happened on a couple of occasions
Hmm.
that she threw up. Like that's a really good example of it. But if you're
Hmm.
always in some state of fight or flight and you have heightened cortisol levels, which is getting to the more scientific side of
Side
things,
of it, yeah, right.
um, which I don't really need to speak to that, but you do that chronically, and you will end up with a chronic illness. I mean,
Right.
it's how it works.
That's right. I see it all the time with people that I meet and clients that come that are very sick, sometimes because they have lived in a fight and flight for so many years. And usually it starts, and these are people that it could have started when they were 5 years old, and
Oh
now they're like in their 50s and they've been living like this their whole life. And so now it's taken this whole toll on the body of constantly living like that. It's just, so,
Well,
not,
and
not a good idea.
it takes a lot to do self review and
It
self
does.
um, and that not on the criticism side of things, not like that, because I think we can criticize. I'm my own worst critic, right?
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're criticizing yourself, to reflect on things that probably don't serve your true intentions or your goals in life,
Hmm. Hmm.
and how do you heal those things? And sometimes, yeah, like you said, like sometimes it could happen when they were. I mean, there's even studies that talk about, um, the effects of trauma
In vitro, yeah,
intrautero,
in
like,
utero. Yep.
yeah, so
Yep.
prior to birth. So,
Prior
and
to
then
birth.
I think some people might think too, well, I don't live in a state of fight or flight, but this just kind of popped into my head that, if you're in a state of survival, not knowing where, like how you might survive under whatever circumstances, whether it's first world problems, like,
Mhm.
a cell phone issue rather than, okay, I'm not going to have clean water. First
Right.
world problem would be the cell phone. The third world problem would be, oh, I get a blackbird.
Oh,
There's a
really?
blackbird on my roof.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
hi, mom. She
Yeah.
loved that song by the Beatles, Blackbird.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
She's kind of
anyway,
digging
and it
it as
flew
far.
away. Not a
Yeah.
crow. It was like just a little blackbird. Anyway,
Oh, cool.
squirrel. I forgot what I was saying now. Um,
Yeah, just the different
oh,
problems that's going to
yeah,
create
yeah,
different levels of anxiety and we're living in stress mode.
right. You might not be that. You might not consider that fight or flight, but it is. It is the same. Fight. It's actually that's when something like kind of, a traumatic or a violent threat or a significant like sudden threat is
Yeah.
described as fight, flight, or freeze. Um,
Yep.
but if you're in a state of constant survival, that's a stress too. And that
Yeah,
might even be worse in many
it
ways
is.
because you're
Well,
not
that's going to
recovering from it. You know.
definitely affect your consciousness. I think
Mhm.
that, like you said, though, that, you know, a lot of times I was thinking about this yesterday. In fact, I was talking to my client that how many times I have a lot of people. Sometimes I see somebody once and I never see them again, but a lot of times now I feel like what has happened is I have clients that are regular in the sense they come to have that defined for them. Maybe you're in a place where you can't see your own darkness
Right.
or see the things that you've been walking through. So you need somebody else to say, okay, um, this is what I see, or I have a little more clarity, or I have a different clarity from as I channel into the divine and your guides and your spirit team that's working with you. And so I can get some messages from them and sort of lay you out a map of it per se of what's going on and why you're feeling like this and what you need to change your consciousness, because as you change the consciousness you're going to change the physical
Yeah.
body's going to take and change, and you're going to come into more health and wellness, and that's what you want, and move into health and wellness.
Yeah, and chronic illness can also be, something, like a substance abuse too, some kind of,
Yeah,
or an
yeah,
addiction.
there's so many things that can connect to
Mhm.
it, really.
Which, yeah, then the addict because maybe they're, medicating that thing, and then
That, mhm.
that addiction then becomes another issue, whether it be you gambled all your money away or spent all your money shopping, or you're 500 pounds, or
Right.
you need to go to rehab, which they don't have super
Yep.
great track records, like the
Hmm.
public, just the regular rehab. as far as like um, the outcomes for people. Is what I
Yes.
mean.
Right. Yeah. I
I'm
think
not
that
I'm
they
not
don't.
bashing anything. I mean, people will do.
Yep.
I mean, what use the tools that are available to you, for heaven's sakes, you know.
Right. But I think that a lot of times they don't. It doesn't happen because what I'm saying, as for people getting free when they go into rehab and whatnot, is because it's a condition of the heart. It's not just a condition of the body. It's
Right.
we are a trifold being, and you're trying to isolate one of the sectors of that being and say, oh, if we fix the body and we get them off of the drug or we get them off of this, that's going to fix everything. It's not going to, because now you're still a soul, you're still a being as a spirit, and you have to align the three and clear all of it. You can't just clear one part of it and say it's healed.
Yeah,
You
and I think they do. I mean,
know,
obviously they help get you detox, you know, detox
yeah,
you,
they can take
but
care of the body. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and provide therapies, you know, but just like anything else, like you know, after my husband passed away, I had a couple different counselors, and it was like, you know, it's like it's not that I didn't like them, some of, you know, one of them, but
Mhm.
it just wasn't necessarily the right fit for me, and that can happen all anywhere. So
Oh yeah, exactly. Not everybody is for everybody. I mean, it's not like there's a connection that happens, and you're like, it resonates. This person really works for me, and then there's some that you just like, oh no, I can't do this.
but yeah, and those are supports because really the healing is comes from the
From
individual.
the
So if they're
person.
determined to heal, whatever it is, they
Yes,
will. I mean,
yes,
regardless of who that counselor is, doesn't matter,
that's
or doctor or whatever.
right. There is vibrational feelings that you feel when you in certain situations where you're just not comfortable, or you
Sure.
just don't you feel vibrationally uh, connected. So then you just sort of, okay, I'm going to go till I find somebody I feel vibrationally
Right,
connected.
but we're still putting some our own personal sovereignty, our own responsibility into somebody else's hands. You can find people that are
Oh yeah.
might be more supportive, you know, and that's good. Do that, you know,
Oh for
but ultimately, it's not anybody else's job to heal you. You have to
no.
be your own first doctor,
Yes.
right? In
Yep.
everything, in every way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's our responsibility, you know.
Yes, it is our
And
responsibility.
that's why it's given to you as
Like I want,
your sacred
sorry,
space. Oh, that's
yeah,
all right.
like I want to gag when somebody says, "Well, it's doctor's orders."
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, I do. I want to slap somebody.
Okay.
Even gagging, I'm like, just let me smack you. You know, wake you up. Bam, bam, bam. Wake you up.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean,
So,
I can be sort of mean like that. I
you
just want
know,
people to wake up so bad. I want to hit them. Like, come on, wake up. This is your sovereign being.
I heard this podcast. Somebody said, you know what they call the person at medical school that graduates at the bottom of their class?
Hmm.
Doctor.
Oh,
So,
that's good. uh,
well,
Yeah,
you
that's why
know,
I always say, well, the sign says they're practicing medicine. Doesn't say they're practicing on you. They don't got it all, you know. They don't have all the answers just because they got a white coat on and a name tag that says MD. That means they've had some education, exactly. But who knows their body better than anybody?
they aren't
You,
you though.
you know your own body better than anybody. You can tell when your body's out of alignment, when something's not feeling right, and you know what you need to do with it.
Right.
Um,
I have to say, I have this weirdest thing that happened to me while I was pregnant with my daughter. So, I mean, we're
mhm.
talking like now 18 years ago. Can you believe it? I had this weird, like, of all things, like a wart on my face. Like, who gets that, right? So I
Ah,
went to a dermatologist and
yeah.
said, "Hey, like,
What's this?
how does this happen and get it off?" You know,
Yeah.
the doctor was going to prescribe me a medication to take, and um, and I'm like 6 months pregnant. I'm 5'2". I look like I'm full term. Okay,
Yeah.
so and I said, "Can I take that while I'm pregnant?" And the doctor was like, "Oh." Now, had I not said that, I would have been taking that medication that would have been harmful for my baby. Are
Right.
you?
Yeah.
So no, because the doctor said, "No, come on."
Oh my God. gosh, yeah. No, you can't take that. I don't know why I'm giving it to you.
He's oh,
Oh,
it,
sorry.
it actually
Yeah,
ended up going away on its own. It was just weird. Like, why would
yeah.
you get that on your like? It was right here.
Oh, yeah. That is very
Turned into
different.
a witch or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It went away,
Well,
but
wow. Your body does weird stuff, though. I'm telling you. As you age, your body, all of a sudden, you'll be like, where'd that come from? And look on your body. You got new moles, new things. All kinds of like connect the dots here. I don't know. Weird lump. Where did that come from? I mean, okay, it must have something to do with I had a birthday.
my grandmother has and she's had them for a long time, as long as I can remember. These like I don't know if they're calcium deposits because they're kind of fatty. Like they're like these little tiny, just under the skin, fatty like lump things. I
Okay.
can't even really describe them, but
Okay.
they're nothing. They're just nothing. They're just there. You can't even really see it unless you put your
Oh, like
hand on her
put your
arm
hand
like
on it.
that.
That's
You could feel
right.
it,
Yeah.
but that's
That.
just the weirdest thing. But if you freaked out about all those things and
Oh, I know. And we can't know people that do that. They are at the doctor's office every time you turn around. I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to the doctor. I'm
you
like,
got another drug dealer,
I hope that guy gives you the answers. That's all I was. I hope he gives you the answers. You were there last week. Did he give you the answers? You know, I don't
right?
know. It's okay though. Whatever. That's gonna bring you peace of mind. But it's coming back to consciousness. That is a state of consciousness right there.
Yeah.
It really is. And
Lower vibration, incredibly
mhm,
low vibration. Yes.
yes,
Um. So I was watching like as I was getting ready and trying to hurry, put some clothes on before I get on a broadcast.
hmm,
Um.
that would be good.
yeah. So I was listening to an interview by David Nino Rodriguez, and I think I've talked about him before. I
Yes.
like him, and he was talking to this man is a physical therapist. And he was talking about like his
Excuse
30, 40 year career as a physical therapist, and just kind of validating a lot of these things, the Rockefeller medicine that is and it's really it's the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies that are determining your health care. Like, are you kidding?
me. Oh
He was
yeah.
talking. He even said like that if he saw a patient and they are having the same like issues in both hands, the issue
Hmm.
is from the neck. But the insurance companies will not allow him to treat the neck.
What?
So people are getting like things like surgeries for carpal tunnel when their problem is
When
in
it's
their
probably in
neck,
the neck. Oh
and
my.
it has a lot to do with things like posture. So
Yeah.
if your posture is screwed up, and then you end up with carpal tunnel system like issues or some
Yeah.
kind of weird tingling or numbness in your hands, check out your neck,
Yeah.
fix your neck,
Oh
But
gosh.
he can't treat that and get paid. Like he can't treat that like medically and get paid for that because the insurance company won't approve it.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
how dumb this stuff is. Like,
Crazy. That is crazy. Oh my
so
gosh.
yeah, so he was talking about that, and he what else did he say? Oh, and he brought up remember the water experiment by that doctor in Japan.
Yeah, Dr. Emoto.
Yeah, he was talking about that and how and we've talked about that before too. And I think with Brian, the ascension worker,
Yes.
that was quite a few months ago though.
Yeah.
Talking about we're what 80% water,
Right. We are.
and
Yeah. And we respond to energy.
and if a water is a conductor of information, so
Yes.
how you your state of consciousness literally changes
It
you
is.
on a cellular level, moment to moment,
Yes.
literally.
Right. That's right. And you speak to the body. That's why, you always speak healing to the body and not talk about how ill you are or how, because the body's listening.
Hmm.
And that body is resonating and listening. And frequency is a huge thing too. The frequency you are at.
And they
And
can be merged into like the same really, because if you're positive, you're going to have a higher frequency.
yeah,
If, or
exactly.
just I mean, positive doesn't even necessarily mean like gratitude and love is
Yeah, that
the
is
most
positive.
biggest.
Staying in
Right.
that higher, yeah, even gratitude is just so powerful. You're in a
I'll
state
bring
of,
up that video again. So if you
you
keep
know,
talking, I'm just gonna step. You keep going.
okay,
I'm gonna go find it real quick. It's short.
Oh, okay, yeah. The staying in that place of gratitude is so powerful. I tell people that all the time. Just, you need to really. Ooh, I look horrible. I really got a good look at myself. Holy crap! Anyway, staying in that higher vibration, of powerful place of joy, and sometimes how do we get there when we're at this lower state and all this negative or lower vibrational stuff or people are around us and things are happening to us, but we ascend out of that exactly by that. Just focusing, give yourself, okay, for 17 seconds, I'm going to focus on joy. What do I have to be joyful for? What can I be grateful for? Well, man, I have this, I have that. I do have a place to sleep tonight. I have a good breakfast happening right now. I have some people that really do care about me. There's always something. I have breath. I can breathe today. I'm not sick. My mother used to tell me all the time, when you get up in the morning, it's not that you have to go to work, it's that you get to go to work. You get to get up today. You get to. So if you focus on that with gratitude, I get to do this thing today. I get to. And so that's really powerful and will help you ascend it into another consciousness, into another higher level, so that you can, and then when you get to that little bit higher level, then you think of something else and it takes you up to another level. And you just keep ascending that consciousness. You keep ascending your energy into that higher state. So you start feeling it, resonating with it. Your body starts resonating, and bang, before long, you're going to start feeling fantastic and elevated and not down in this lower vibrational state where you can't hardly function and you can't think of anything good. So very cool.
Yeah. Yes, I found it.
Oh,
Or
cool.
at least there's actually a lot of videos out there, but
Oh,
obviously I'm trying to do something that's not super long. There's like, old, um you can see on the side here.
oh yeah. Look at all of them. Yeah, I love Dr. Emoto's studies on water because it's so
Yeah.
powerful.
So we're just kind of, I'm winging it here, so we'll see if this is decent. It's only 2 minutes, so
Okay, cool. Go for it.
can you hear it?
No, it says words can heal, words can hurt. The power of words. Oh, that's what harmony looks like with water. Eternal. Isn't that amazing?
It is. So some of the water he blessed, and the others he cursed, like this one.
Oh my God, look at that. Nasty look.
Hmm.
Love and gratitude.
Hmm.
Imagine that's your cells in your body. When you say love and
Yes.
gratitude and joy, the cells in your body say, "Oh, I'm I'm happy," and I look at me. Yeah, that's so so amazing.
Hmm. What one was that? I couldn't
That
see
was
it.
evil.
Oh,
Evil. Yeah, yuck. Peace.
I like the one. I don't know. Maybe it won't be on here. Oh,
Before prayer and after prayer. Wow, look at that. Amazing.
aw.
You make me sick. Love and gratitude. Oh. Love, thank you, and I hate you. Look at that. Wow.
I like the one. Oh,
Oh, wow. Look at that. That looks like chaos.
yeah.
You are beautiful. I love that. Words are so powerful. Wow. Love and gratitude. That's amazing.
That's so nice.
Yeah, that was a really good little video. That's awesome. It's so true too.
Yeah.
Everything is so everything is so connected and wow. It's
Yeah. So I mean, if 80% of our body is water, how our consciousness affects is really basic things of taking care of ourselves.
it is. It is. Just be very, very attentive to yourself. Speak those good things to yourself. And you're going to shift your energy by shifting that. Look at the way you can see the difference in the water. You're going to shift
Yeah.
your whole body's going to respond just by speaking beautiful, kind things to it instead of
Mm-hmm.
sitting there. You know how much, I don't know why my voice is going out, but how much uh, how much time we spend not liking ourselves as we grow up as a child, and we see it. We look at ourselves and we find fault with this and that and other things, and how if we teach our children to love themselves, that's so powerful because they will identify with themselves in a higher way as the light being that they are, and not this earth dwelling, um, imperfect.
Ground pounder.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at all of our imperfections, I know myself, even when I was a kid, I grew up, I did not like myself at all because I didn't, I felt like I was the outcast and the weirdo, among the normal world. And I didn't realize I am the normal world. I am, you know, I'm not the exception to the rule. I am the rule. I am the creative
In your
rule.
world, yeah, like, we create our own
Yeah,
environment.
and it's okay. I am not a weirdo. I'm not different. I am different, but I'm not abandoned and outcast. And so
Right.
I had to really rethink the way I felt about myself and own that, and take my power back, because everybody and everything will try and steal your power and the way you identify with yourself and what
Mm-hmm.
empowers you, and and it doesn't matter what you look like. This is the world will tell you you don't fit. You're too short, you're too fat, you're too thin, you know you're too white, you're too dark, you're too this, you do that, and you just have to stand in your own power and say, you know what, I love myself, and that's going to change everything in the body. Like those pictures we saw, the blood cells, everything comes into that state
Mm-hmm.
of beauty and elevation and love. Man, it's powerful, powerful stuff. I love it.
And I think once we come to that understanding that we are in these meat suits but a short time, whether you believe in reincarnation, which even Christians believe in reincarnation in some, because once you leave, your soul leaves, you're existing in another form, right? So that's in some way. Anyway, that's just kind of my perception
Yeah,
on things. But whether or not you're getting, off the karmic wheel and getting back on it and learning your lessons, whether you believe that or not, you're in this meat suit for a short period of time. So I think once we evolve to understanding that, more of us do. I think that these things that are really politically and highly charged in our trigger topics that I'm not going to get into, those
right.
become, it's like, what, like,
Yeah.
why, what?
What do I care
It's
about
kind of like my consciousness in that regard has kind of grown up.
that? Yes,
Why would I go hang out in preschool again to deal with these political topics? These are dumb. Like,
exactly.
no. Like,
That's so true.
yeah.
That's I,
So,
that's what when people try and pull me into current events, topically, and what about this, and what about these, and what about the thing that's going on, the big thing, that's happened, and what about that? And I'm like, you know what? I don't participate. I'm not participating in that because that is third dimensional reality, and I don't live in that reality. And I'm not like I'm pretending like something didn't happen. I take and
because for
give
a
it,
lot of people, it in their minds it did, because that's what the mainstream
yeah,
media is
right.
telling. And
And I just look at it like, well, that's not my reality. I don't connect to that. So it's like if you don't set a plate for it at your table, it doesn't come to eat, honestly. And I don't set tables for certain things at my table. I mean, set tables. Ha! I don't set things. I don't feed things that I don't want to feed in my life. And
right.
that's a lot of things, honestly. I have cleared the table of so many things that I just don't feed into anymore. And that
Mm-hmm.
I used to set a plate at the table for, and nope, not anymore. You're off the table. Not doing that anymore. Fear, anything that is fear based. Nope, not. I'm not associating with that, because fear is an absolute robber of everything for
Mm-hmm.
you. It will rob your peace. It will steal your joy. It will talk about low vibration. Fear is like way down there, and it will absolutely change the structure of your cells when you walk in fear and live in fear. That is absolutely like what you were talking about. A what do you call it? Fight or flight.
Hmm.
That's fear is a huge one.
Right.
It's very crippling.
Yeah. Things that match your vibration will get called to you.
Yes,
So,
yes, and exactly. And if you stay in that place of fear and um, oh, there's so many lower vibrational things: depression, fear, lack, um, hate, anger. Anger can be something, though. It can be a catalyst for change in the consciousness. So
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
rather be
When it
angry.
starts to fed up, like, oh, it's just so infuriating every time, you cycle back around, and then
Hmm.
you get to a state of fed up if you are transcending it. Some
Yes,
people just
yes.
cycle in it.
I would rather be angry than depressed because anger is going to shift me forward. Depression ain't going to do nothing for me. It's going to keep me hanging in this state um, of like eternal, swinging back and forth, never making a decision, never coming out of that. But anger will jolt you forward because you're tired of it. I'm sick of
Hmm.
this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm sick of this situation. So you get angry and you jump over that situation and you move back into bliss and you say, okay, now I can be happy because I've moved out of that crap pile and I'm on to something new, and I know there's expansion and there's love and there's future for me, you
Hmm.
know. Um, so that's really a positive thing. But and that all goes back to the beginning of what we were talking about with consciousness and consciousness levels,
Hmm.
uh, ascending into consciousness and changing the way you think about your life. And I was reading something too earlier about the three elements that make up life: body, mind, and consciousness or spirit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and
Is this something you want me to share on the screen?
Nah, I don't think so. I think it was something I was reading in here real quick, but they were just talking about the role of people that come into your life that to help you balance those three things out, whether it be a therapist, a healer, whatever. But that you want to make sure that that person helps you with all three, not just one. I think that sort of is exactly what we were talking about earlier too, about going to a physician and they balance out the body, but they don't balance out the spirit, the mind, will, and emotions, and the spirit side of a person.
It probably depends on the situation. Like the man that I described that, he couldn't tweak the neck.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I think you're still passing the baton to somebody, a different spirit, somebody else's spirit, another individual, and you have to maintain your own sovereignty. You're still saying, okay, they need to be able to support you, the most supportive person, yes, but um, it's not their job to heal you, even if they have DR in front of their name. It's really
Right.
not their job. They might think it is. That's why people say things like, well, the doctor's orders or whatever,
Right. Right. The
but it's
doctor
not.
told me that I have this. Okay. The doctor told me I have this, you know,
And
um,
then you're then
situation.
labeling yourself and saying
Right. Now you've taken a name and named it. Right.
you've
Exactly. And
named it.
labeled it.
Like,
Oh,
remember last week when my voice was really crazy?
yes.
For it was like a week and a half because we were having a lot of was it that was floaty white thing is it
Yeah.
cottonwood?
Like cottonwood. Yeah.
For some, I'm just, but I like, I kind of maybe said it a couple times where I said I know I'm allergic to that,
Yeah.
but I was not about to say like really commit to that because then I have an allergy and I don't want to have like I've got seasonal allergies. Nope, I don't.
No. Right.
I never. I mean, I took some of my
Right.
Chinese herbals that have like Dong Quai and stuff in it, and that helps.
Right.
Um, just because there was just a lot more
Allergens in the air. Yeah. Than the
stuff.
norm.
But I really only took it before I went to the gym, or like if my voice got really bad. Other than that, I'm just not committing to having those, so I
Right.
don't.
Right. I'm not owning it. Exactly. Yeah.
Because then
And
now I
that's
have a thing.
that's really hard for a lot of people because they believe that you know I don't know. I think maybe it's something we've got in our society that we believe that people that
Hmm.
have a certain education have this ability to define us, you know?
Yeah, but I think also like, I mean, I guess I wouldn't want to put it to the extreme where I believe that you should ignore that there's an issue, because
Yeah.
like if let's say you had blood sugar
Yes.
problems, and
Yes.
that then
That
turns
could,
into things like diabetes, which is a defined thing, and you're ignoring it.
and
That's
right,
not what I'm saying.
got
Take
that.
care of your sugar issues. Don't get the diabetes. Don't name it. Just take care of your sugar issues. You know,
Right. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
exactly. Well, if you know,
Definitely don't ignore it.
if you're doing everything you can to be healthy, you know, and you're
Stop eating the cake.
right. That's what I was going to say. Don't you can't live on a diet of cake and cookies. So you're not going to have sugar, then you won't have sugar issues. But yeah, it's all about balance, really. I'm telling you, we're balancing things out in your life and
Yes.
listening to your inner guidance. I mean, that is so powerful. And when you get that revelation, sort of like, wow, my inner guidance has been trying to tell me this the whole time.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. Remember when you broke your back
yeah,
and the healer asked you who what broke your heart?
yeah.
Remember?
What broke you? Yeah,
Hmm.
what happened to you that
You're
broke
like,
you? And yeah, it
and
was a revelation. So now I use that a lot with people. I'm like, okay, so what's going on for you that caused this? You know, it really brought a lot of great things to mind because everything starts in the metaphysical before it comes into the physical,
right.
and it's all connected.
Or I mean, we could even change metaphysical that word to
Yeah.
emotional. It all
Yes.
happens in on an emotional level because we are tuned in. We just choose to ignore it.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yep. That's the truth. That's true. Very good. That's
Yes.
a good conversation. Very good. And enlightening because it's all the stuff I think about all the time.
Yeah. Don't we both?
Yes. Yep. That's what I think about all the time. Because for
Yeah.
my own body and others that come to me, I want the best for them, you know, and them to be totally walk in their sovereignty and their healing,
Hmm.
you know.
I think even just changing our language or like thinking about how we think perceive things can shift us.
Yes.
Change your story.
Yeah. Tell a new story. Believe me,
Reframe it.
that's a huge one
And I
right
don't think
there.
when people say that too, like I've heard that before, the intention isn't to make things up. It's to
No,
change in your perspective.
exactly. No, don't make up a story, but tell a
Yeah.
new story. Yeah. I mean,
Tell a new story.
if you're resonating with an old something that you know that you're cycling in, and you can see it, you know, it's like then you know maybe I need to talk about this differently. You know.
I mean, our experiences do shape who we are as people and individuals, but
Yes.
it doesn't need to define you as this is the box in which you will exist.
Yes.
You
Exactly.
can grow infinitely.
Yes, and that's what we're supposed to do. It's not that it didn't happen to you to define you, to stop you and say, "Oh, this is going to be the defining thing in your life. You're never going to move past this." No, no way. That was just, you know, those things can create anchors, you know, but we go back and little by little we dig those anchors up and we throw them back in the ocean and say, well, yeah, that's not going to
Yep.
define who I am.
Well, yeah, and that was another thing that interview that I'm sorry I don't remember that man's name. Um, we'll see. I'll see if I can't find it real quick. Um, Peter Colla, Colla. But I can post. I did post the interview on my Facebook, so you can see it there. It's really good.
Okay.
He talked about PTSD. You know, I
Okay.
think people you can heal from PTSD. You're
Yes.
not gonna. It's not gonna happen. It's you only bite what you can chew in that moment because it's not going to happen in a snap. But a lot of things might if you're actually working on the emotional side and the spiritual side of it. For
Yeah.
sure, that's the
Totally.
process. Hmm.
Totally. I believe we can. I honestly, I believe we can heal from anything we want to heal from. I don't care what it is. I've seen people that had all kinds of diseases and PTSD anxiety, and wow, amazing things that they changed their way they, functioned and thought about it and cleared some energy with it, um, and let some stuff just dissipate that they were holding, and wow,
Yeah.
be a whole different person, I'm telling you.
There's a couple, well, like three that are popping in my head, really prominent um, doctors,
Yeah.
healing, like, anyway,
Yeah.
healers. They do have DR in front of their name, but
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza,
Yep.
Greg Braden,
Hmm.
and Bruce Lipton.
Bruce
Did I get it
Lipton.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Very.
all talk about those things. And
Yep.
there's so many more. There's many, many more
Oh,
than that.
many. Yeah. The catalyst for change, and for uh, what do they call that? Cellular. What is it? He talks about.
Memory?
Yeah. Well, cellular memory, and there's another thing he talks about. Bruce Lipton talks about all the time. Um, I forget what it. My brain is.
Well, did you ever, I probably should have watched that movie Heal for the fifth time before we did this podcast. Did you watch it at all this last week?
No, I did not. I know
It's
I've
so
watched
good.
it like 3 times. I need to watch it again though because it's so good. It's such a great movie, and it just really reemphasizes all the things that I
Yeah.
get excited
And
about.
it's a documentary exactly just about exactly this topic, you know?
I love that woman on there that talks about. I mean, this woman was a health nut. Ate good, always was healthy, and still ended up with dis-ease in her life
Hmm.
that caused a disease. And so so
Wasn't
that
like going
sort of,
through a divorce or something,
yep,
something emotionally traumatic.
emotionally traumatic.
Something happened. Yeah.
And it always comes back to, this is the old saying, are we what we eat? We are what we eat.
Yeah, but
But
emotional eating too. Like
emotions
not just
too.
eating of food, but like the emotions that you're
It's everything you're
holding in,
consuming.
like you're
Yeah.
holding on to, but we
Yeah.
emotionally eat too.
Yeah, exactly. Because you think of somebody that is always at the yoga studio, they're really healthy, they look really healthy, all they do is drink green drinks, and they're so, really into it. And you think, oh, that person is the healthiest person I know. They're not, they're gonna, wow, they're just amazing. And um, they can do lots of, push
That
ups,
was
or,
my mom.
they're just healthy. And,
That was that was my mom. That's exactly what she's a yoga instructor, um, and she had an asthma attack and punctured a hole in her lung,
oh my God.
and that's what
That-
ended her life. Yeah. So
wow.
heart chakra stuff. So
Yeah, heart center. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So, like you said, it's not just what we eat physically and how we, it's what we eat in every way.
mhm.
What are you feasting on? You know?
And yoga, because much of it is has more to do with your mind and spirit. If you're practicing and
Yeah.
a little bit more towards the traditional practices, not the asanas that you just do on the mat. Um, yeah, I think I've mentioned this in a different podcast, but there's like 196 sutras. I don't think the Kama Sutra is one of them, but
Yeah.
of the Yoga Sutras, only two of them. So you think of sutras as like kind of, I think it might even be the, was it the core word of sutures. So it sutures a philosophy together, if you think about it
Okay.
that way. Okay, it's like a string of truth.
That's good.
Um, so I'm whether or not that's actually true, but it seems right. I don't know. So anyway, there's 196 of them, and only two of them vaguely reference what we see happens on the mat. On the mat, it's a philosophy, it's a spiritualism, it's so much more. It's more about your meditation and your breath and how you're. I mean, it has a lot to do with it. A lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, even Ayurvedic medicine is included in some of that. So there is a wealth of sacred scriptures that that are part of that what lineage of yogic philosophy. So yeah. So
Yeah.
what we do in this Western world of doing sun salutations and um, down dogs and all these things, that's just the physical representation of what should be happening inside, and those the physical release of that cellular memory or that cellular trauma or I have actually gone to a yoga. It was years ago, and I laid next to him, and it was a more of like a it was restorative yoga. That's what it was. So it was
Okay.
very kind of passive, and and I just listened to my girlfriend weep the entire time, and I was within arm length. We kind of did that intentionally. She was going through a rough time, and she's like, and afterwards, she's like, I left so much on that mat. And I was just holding space. Like at one point, I think I had my hand on her thigh or on her shoulder. Or, she just needed that, or it was just nice to have somebody,
Yeah.
holding her, or like a little bit.
Yes.
Um, and that's amazing. That's, I guess that's what I'm using as an example.
Yeah. Well, that's very powerful just to
Yeah.
have somebody hold space with you. It is.
Yeah.
It makes a difference. It
I
really
may
does.
even had my hand on her butt at one point. I don't know. It was just like wherever my hand landed that was
Landed there.
touching her,
But
that's where it was, whatever pose we were in. So, you know,
yeah. Yeah.
she,
That's,
when you're girlfriends, you don't, when
they
you're
don't
close
care.
friends, you just you don't care.
Yeah. All
She's like,
right.
I was so glad you were there. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice. I could
Exactly.
cry talking because I was trying not to cry because I felt like it would make it would just activate more, and she just needed to be in that space alone, but with support. So,
Yes. That's the powerful thing. Be alone, but with support and know somebody's there.
exactly.
That's a good thing. It's so powerful. I like
Yeah.
that a lot because
I
that's
kind of
something
like
you got to
rabbit
do.
hole to something else. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. We're sort of floating around today with a lot of different things. A lot of energies going on, I'm telling you. Um,
Yeah.
and then we've been in this retrograde type of thing going on. What is your, what do you call it? Your astrological thing say?
Oh. Oh. Today's date. June. June 14th through 20th. Right. Today's 18th.
Yep, today I think is the 18th.
Okay. Starts with Monday. Okay. Let me get down to. I guess maybe it's just better that I read it from the beginning. Fight the power. It says it's the heading. So. Okay. A little burp. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Uh,
Yeah, we haven't had
okay.
breakfast yet, so
No, I haven't.
yeah, no,
On
me.
Monday, a rare square between the heavy-hitting planets of rebellious Uranus
Uranus.
and the establishment-loving Saturn is transformed into a fixed sign T-square with the Leo moon, making the day fraught with tension, fights, and a punk rock attitude. Forces of innovation may brush up against the old ways of doing things, leading to frustration and roadblocks. This is the second in the series of these squares. The first was in mid-February, so look for a replay of the issues that erupted at that time. This all leads to an aura of suspicion and paranoia on Thursday when a touchy Virgo moon forms a T-square with Neptune,
Hmm.
Mercury retrograde, and the Sun. Luckily, by Saturday's lunar grand trine in the air signs, which draws in Mercury and Saturn, a, a return to realistic thinking will prevail, even if it means ruffling some feathers by setting emotional boundaries when the moon squares Venus later in the day. Father's Day sees a return to tensions when an archetypally
Hmm.
archetype female moon essentially
Okay.
um, squares off against Pluto.
Ooh. Wow. Yeah, that
So
sounds intense. I can tell
yeah.
we've been moving through some crazy stuff. I know that. With all the retrograde that's been happening. So,
So the next thing is that she talks about is Pluto, right? So what do we want to know? I want to know what the heck Pluto does, like what its job is. You know what I mean?
characteristics, yeah.
Pluto is the head of the Department of Death, Destruction, and Decay.
Oh God.
He is in charge of things that have to happen, and he disposes of situations that have gone past the point of no return. So,
Oh,
I mean, death to rebirth, right? I mean,
yeah. Wow.
you reap what you sow. There's seasons for everything.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds intense.
And he disposes of situations that have gone past the point of no return, where the only solution is to let go. He
Mm-hmm.
also oversees sex, reincarnation, recycling, regeneration, and rejuvenation. So there you go.
Okay. Hmm.
So
Interesting.
start anew.
Yep.
It's fitting on a Sunday because Monday starts a new week depending on how your
Yeah, exactly.
calendar is.
It's all gonna be it's all new next week. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's gonna be good.
Yeah. So very cool.
Very interesting. That was good.
Um, the Grand Water Trine on Monday between Scorpio and Moon. This is not on Monday next
Okay.
week. The exact trine of Venus and Neptune starts off the week with a healing, loving vibe that is filled with emotional closeness, making this is next week.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so muggy. I can't turn pages. There we go. Making this a good day for strengthening bonds and working out issues.
Hmm. Good.
That's next week.
That's Monday.
So, oh, yeah, it's on Monday. I was looking for it because it's the water trine. So
Yeah,
this
the water.
week was the, I'm not really sure what that means, but didn't she say something about it being the air sign trine?
Yeah, the air
Oh,
triad.
so next week's our week to shine.
Yeah, the water triad.
Trying
Yeah.
it with that water. I'm not sure what trying is, but
Yeah. Mm-mm, sounds
three,
good.
right? Three
Yeah,
something.
the triune. Yeah. Here we go.
There we
That'd be
go.
good. That'd be good.
So Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, and if you're heavy in that throughout your chart,
Yes.
you'll yeah.
You're gonna
And
feel it
I
next
am.
week.
You are. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like all water.
Yep, me
My
too.
my daughter is.
I'm double Cancer, so I'm all
Yep.
floating all over the place. So that'd be
Yeah.
good. Be a good week for water people to
Not
just
every week's a good week, right?
just sort of swim through life a little bit different.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're the if you're balancing, if you're a watery person,
Yes,
where you're more emotional, but if you're using that as because you're understanding of those things, it doesn't determine your destiny. It helps you understand yourself better.
better. That's right. And that's what it's all about, really. It helps to define things a little bit better so you can see a little clearer, have a little more clarity, a
Yeah,
little more
and during
understanding.
those times too, I and you probably see this too. Um, I will get my friends that are more fiery will seek support from me
Yes,
during those times that there's a lot more
there's a lot more
um,
water going on. Yeah,
fire going on or whatever, because I'm so watery. It's like,
right.
but you don't really realize that until you really look into some of these things. So
That's a really good point. Hmm. I never thought of that. That's good. I
yeah,
like.
because they're
You're
it's
like,
like it's your blueprint of when you're kind of born, and the intention is that you are going to, you know, not really ascend from it. What's the right word? Grow through it. You're supposed to grow through it, grow of it. So it's helpful in that way.
hold on, somebody beeping me. Don't beep me.
Don't beep you.
Yeah, I gotta
Well,
have the phone off. But
hmm.
I must be half asleep. No, who knows?
I feel like I am now.
Yeah, that's okay though. Well, no, you know
Yeah.
what that was? That was a notice on my dumb computer. I thought, what? That sounded like it was on my computer. It
Oh.
was a birthday announcement for somebody on my computer.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Cool.
it just was letting me know it's their birthday. Yeah.
Hmm.
My birthday's coming up in a couple weeks, so yippee!
Well, yeah. It's
Very
kind of
soon.
more of a birthday month for you.
Yeah, yeah. Birthday month. It starts in July and ends in August.
I love you.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I love you too. This has been a good.
Well,
It's been a
should
good conversation.
yeah, should we wrap things up?
Yeah, that's cool. Yep, I'm gonna.
One of these days I'll be on podcast with dry hair.
Yeah,
I
that's all
only
right.
did I went to the gym and
You got to get your
I took
shower in and everything. We got a lot. It's a packed day. You got a lot of things to get
well,
to.
yeah, like if but I mean I could just do the podcast after the gym, but the thing is my clothes are wet.
Right.
So
I wouldn't want to do that honestly. I'd be like,
and
no, I want to get
and
clean.
if you're gonna
Still,
disrobe, you might as well just jump in the shower.
Yep, exactly. And your hair looks beautiful anyway. It's nice.
Oh,
You got beautiful hair, so
Thanks.
it's good. I'm gonna probably do the same thing now, though. I'm gonna jump in the shower real quick and start motating for the day. Get that good high vibes going. Put on some good
Cleanse
jazzy
yourself
music.
from your abduction last night.
Yeah, yeah. Cleanse myself and yeah, exactly. I gotta do
Ah,
that. I'll be feeling better after that. I'll be like, oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It'll be more on target. But yeah, I came to me this morning too. I thought a subject for next week would be light and healing therapies of light and sound healing. Just to talk about that. That would be something really fun.
Okay, well, I'm writing it down because when I
Write it
don't
down.
write it down,
Okay, yeah, like sound healing and vibration really came to me a lot because, and I have a lot of sound instruments and things. We talk about sound a lot, and that seems to be something that a lot of people have been talking to me about lately, is how they're using sound and vibration to alter their consciousness and to bring healing to their body.
yeah,
So,
yeah, because there's a lot that can go into that actually.
yes,
And how,
exactly. So that came to me this morning. I thought, ooh, that would be a great subject to really expound on. That'd be
mhm.
great, you know.
Yeah, and some really basic things that I mean, there's some sound. I mean, I don't know that there's anybody that hasn't been moved by some song,
Yes,
right?
that's what came to me this morning about music. What were the songs that move you? What
Yeah,
moves you? You
yeah,
know, and I think that's a really powerful thing to talk about and think about. That'd be really good.
yeah. Like it doesn't even necessarily have to be the lyrics. Like for me, one that gets me a little bit kind of choked up is Fury Release. If you're
Okay.
familiar with that song. Um, my mom would play it on the piano at bedtime when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
So let
Yeah,
me see
that
if I
would be
can't play it real quick for you.
that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. Um, so that doesn't have lyrics. So I'm just gonna play a little snippet of it so
Okay.
it's hopefully it'll be loud enough here. Can you hear it? No.
No,
Okay, just a second. Let's see if I can.
turned up a little bit. Mm.
I have it turned up all the way, and I don't know why. Sorry.
It's all right. Mm-hmm.
It's, it's just not going up very loud. I'll play it on my phone.
I
How you
hear
like that, YouTube?
it. How
I'll
you?
show you. I don't know why it's not loud enough.
Hmm. Oh, okay. I hear that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so she would play that at
Oh,
bedtime. Yeah,
that's so
you know?
cool. What a great
Yeah.
memory. That would be
So,
a thing that would get me too if I heard that, in a certain way. It'd have to if it played a certain way. It would just be,
mhm.
that's true. Yeah.
And my mom wasn't a stellar piano player. It was just like the one song that she could play.
You could play, yeah. That's beautiful though. What a
She
great
actually had like 7 years of piano lessons, I guess, growing up, which just,
that was it. Yeah. That's amazing.
and thank
That's
God
so
there's no
cool.
lyrics because she was tone deaf.
Yeah. Oh wow. Well, that sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds like
yeah.
a plan for
Hymns
next
in church
week.
were amazing.
Yeah, I bet so.
We'd fight over who had to stand next to her.
Oh my.
Gosh, it's funny.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, you guys all
Well,
have a wonderful day. Thank you
I
so much.
wrote it down so I don't forget.
Bless you, and you have a wonderful day, my darling.
You
And have a
too.
lovely day. And we'll be in touch. And all you beautiful people out there, have a wonderful
Get
day.
a nap.
Yes, I'm going to. I need it. I can feel it. I'm like, a shower will help me. I'll wake up. That's like, and some coffee, maybe a little snack. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'll feel better then, but
Yeah,
that's
I'm gonna get some groceries and I'm gonna go to the meat market And then
Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
do some painting because I am
Ooh,
not done with my dad's Father's Day gift.
yes. Oh,
I'm not
beautiful.
going up there, but um, he bought a house on the lake, and I mean that's the whole backstory. I'm not gonna get to that, but so making it their own is
Oh,
what
that's
they're in the process of doing that. So yeah, so I'm painting him a
a picture.
picture,
Oh,
and
beautiful.
I'm being stuck a couple times,
Yeah,
like, but that happens. That's just kind of my process, so it's not a big deal.
it's all
I'm
right.
gonna
Yeah.
be back after it.
Oh, that's going to be so lovely. What a beautiful gift and what a
Yeah,
beautiful, beautiful thing to do. It's so
yeah.
amazing. So that's
Thank
a
you.
what a blessing. He's going to be so
Hmm.
excited when he sees that.
Yeah,
And
he
got
will.
your energy on it and everything. It's going to be so lovely. Thank
Hmm.
you so much.
I
But
actually did tell him I was painting him a picture.
you did?
I
Oh,
did.
that's
I
all
told him it was going to be a giant nude.
right. Oh my. He's like, okay.
He's like,
Sounds good.
great.
Yeah.
It's not.
My God. Ah,
All right. Have a great day.
you too, honey. Love y'all.
Bye.
Namaste.